Alright guys, this is BlackRiverRider coming at you with another video. My new bike. It's a 2004 Shadow Sabre 1100. One I found on Craigslist, and then went to a local cycle shop, and the owner had it on consignment with the shop. Pretty good condition, 27,000 miles. Runs good. It's got a Vincent Hines full exhaust on it. I've got the baffles in it right now. I'm not a fan of the windshield, but it is a windshield and that's what I wanted, so it's good there. Color's okay, not too bad. Got my lovely wife riding with me today. We're gonna ride, go get some gas and cruise around, see what's going on. I'm gonna do a little quick walk around. It already had a radiator guard installed and a throttle lock thing for cruise, which is really cool, nice. That's my cell phone holder I got on there, my RAM mount. Shaft driven, which is awesome, low maintenance. It's got a lot of torque. It gets up pretty quick actually. I just got it registered, so we're good on that. And without further ado, let's get to riding. Alright, get her cranked up. I don't know if you can hear that, but sounds pretty good, even with the baffles in. What? Loud? Whatever. I don't know what you're saying. Alright. Let's ride out here. No car. I'll wait on her. I gotta get used to riding a cruiser. It's a bit different. I love the riding position though, so comfortable. You know, from riding my father-in-law's 1300 VTX. This thing gets up pretty quick though. I mean, you know, it's not quick compared to a sport bike, obviously. This is just a different type of motor and it's a lot heavier, but for a cruiser, it's got some pretty good spunk to it. Definitely a fan. And it just lays into the curves, man. It feels so much lighter than it actually is when you're riding down the road on it. Really good feeling light cruiser. Very muscly feeling. I'm gonna try out my throttle lock right here. I love that. That's so nice. I don't know how much the thing costs. Probably like $200 or $300, but it's pretty nice. That'll be handy when I ride to my friend's house, so that we can go riding together around where we grew up at. Ooh, it's a little cool today, but it feels pretty good to me. Wife's probably getting a little cold, but she'll be okay. She's pretty tough for a girl. Her riding her a little, I don't know if you can see her in the mirror, riding the 500F. That's her bike now, because this one's mine. So I'm trying out my new mic setup. I got a Sena mic plugged into an adapter, plugged into the GoPro. So yeah, it should be, the mic is designed to cut down on the wind noise a lot, just by way of design for it. So it should work a lot better than what I've been using previously, which was a lavalier, which with my background and that stuff I shouldn't have been using. I knew it wouldn't work well in the wind, but I didn't really know an alternative until I researched a lot and figured out that there were some other people using the little the mic off the 20S Senna, because it's got a 2.5 millimeter male end on it, and I just used a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter conversion, and then plugged that into the little adapter for my GoPro, and the audio was coming through clean when I was testing it out, but I weren't testing it out on the road, so yeah, how it sounds right now, I'm not really sure how it sounds. I just hope it's coming across clean, you know, and maybe I can split up the channels later in post-production and filter out some more of the wind noise. So I'm sure still going to pick up wind noise. But yeah, back to the bike. Yeah, this thing is just, it rides, it's so smooth. Like just the ride quality, you know, not necessarily the engine, but the ride quality is soaking up these bumps like it's nothing, man. Big piston Showa suspension on it. You know, it does pretty well. I'm definitely a fan of it. I love this windshield too. That should, you know, come think of it, that should help cut down on the wind noise a lot too. I don't know, man, this thing's fairly quick. I think you'd give my buddy's Harley Street Bob a run for its money. I'm not even cracking the throttle but halfway, and it's just powering through the speed, getting up pretty quick. Yeah, of course he's got a 1700cc engine. This is 1100, but the thing about the Shadow Sabre, from what I understand and the research I did on it before I bought it, was that it's got shorter gearing in first and maybe second gear. I'm not sure about that, but it's got shorter gearing, at least in first, for takeoff, and it's a dual pin engine, so it sounds a little bit different than what your typical Harley would sound like with a single pin. It's got more of an equalized sound coming from it, but it's also, you know, like 570 pounds, I think, so it's about 100 pounds lighter than the VTX that I've been riding and getting used to. So adjust my mirror a little bit. That throttle lock is so nice for let me do that, adjust my mirror. But feels good to be back on a bike again. It's been a while since I put up a video, and I've been trying to make them, but just the mic hadn't been turning out like I've been wanting it to, and you know, so I haven't been wanting to upload them necessarily. I'll cut that back in just a little bit. Okay. But yeah, it feels so great, man, after working all week. I'm looking forward to it. And I got the bike this week, and I've got an awesome insurance agent that got my insurance binder really quick for me. I was able to get it registered within a couple of days. My wife went and got it registered for me while I was at work, which was nice because I don't get off until after the DMV closes, so it's kind of hard to get things done. My previous job, I used to be a NC Highway Patrol telecommunicator, which is basically a dispatcher, and you know, I'd have a lot of time off consecutively because I'd work sometimes 72 hours a week, so I'd get a lot of consecutive time off during the week, and because I'd rotate weekends, and you know, I had a lot of time to get stuff done like that. So it's a bit of a change going to the private sector from government work. It's just a different world, but I'm definitely a lot less stressed now than when I was a telecommunicator, dealing with all the mess that comes with dispatchers have to deal with. Definitely underpaid occupation for sure, which there's a lot of occupations that are underpaid, but dispatcher is definitely one of them, you know, and I really feel for the 911 telecommunicators, which is not what I did, thankfully. You know, I dispatched for the the state troopers for North Carolina, and you know, just dealing with road complaints and vehicle accidents and things like that of that nature, and seeing the troopers out in wrecks and burned vehicles and stuff like that. So thankfully I didn't have to deal with a huge variety of stuff that 911 call takers have to deal with. I definitely feel for them. I wouldn't want to do it. Not that I couldn't do it, I just, you know, I want to avoid that at all costs. So luckily I got a pretty decent job in the private sector now, doing audio and video installation, TVs, wiring houses for security systems, alarm systems, installing those things in the finished product, working through the back end, the IT infrastructure, that kind of thing. Just a good general job, good little skilled trade that I'm trying to learn so that I can have something to offer other than just being a dispatcher, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a dispatcher. That's what you like to do. It was a great job if I actually liked it. You know, I wouldn't have had any incentive to leave other than my wife taking a job too far to drive to the office, which is what happened in my situation. But it just, you know, it's for some people and it ain't for some people. It's just one of them jobs. You can either deal with it or you can't. There's no in between, because if you're not crazy about it, you're just going to end up hating it more and more every day, until it gets to the point where, you know, you're just like in my personal situation, I was just like, I just got to get out of this. I'm getting depressed. I'm starting to hate life. It's changing me as a person. I'm starting being more mean to people, saying stuff I shouldn't. I just feel a lot of weight came off of my shoulders when I left that job, and I feel like me again. I don't feel like I'm dealing with this mountain on my back that I can't get rid of. It's just such a nice feeling. Then when I can get out and ride my motorcycle, I really enjoy it. You know, it takes a lot of stress. There's no feeling like riding a motorcycle. I mean, granted, maybe if you're in a fighter jet or something like that, it's something crazy, thrill-seeking, you know, I'm sure there's something a lot nicer than this. But for the average person, you know, riding a motorcycle is just, it's so nice. It's so much different than riding in a car. I get bored riding in a car. I can't just, you know, I'm so used to driving a manual transmission and stuff. Like at first that took all my attention away when I first started driving a manual transmission, you know, and that kept my attention occupied for a while. But after 2 or 3 years, I just got so used to driving that, you know, I could drive with one arm. If I lost one of my arms, I could still drive my manual transmission, either one of my arms. And as long as I have one of them, I can still drive it. And, you know, and so I used to be in cars, but my mother would never let me have a motorcycle, and I understood why. You know, I was young and dumb. I probably would have killed myself if I got a sport bike like what I wanted. But now that I've grown up and matured a bit, I still want a sport bike, but I've got a lot more grasp on life now and a lot more road experience under my belt. So I feel like, you know, I'd be responsible on one. But this is what I could afford for right now, so this is what I took. And I'm still loving it. It's a motorcycle. I'm on 2 wheels. You know, I'm wearing sport bike gear, which is funny. You know, I got a excuse me. I got a full face Shoei helmet, or not Shoei helmet, and I got an Alpine Stars GP Plus R V2 leather jacket, and Dainese gloves, and Alpine Stars boots and pants. But I'm having a blast. I'm just absolutely having a blast. I think I should have took that road back there, maybe. I'm not sure where I'm going. Yeah, dang on it. I got so wrapped up into talking. I'm gonna have to turn around somewhere. Okay, we'll come up here and turn around. But yeah, I'm sure I look funny on a cruiser. But actually, you know what? I can turn right here, I think. Yeah. I'm sure I look funny on a cruiser wearing sport bike gear. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. That's the thing about being grown and mature. You know, I still got a long ways to go as far as being mature, but that's the thing is, I kind of left her way back there, didn't I? You know, I don't care. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it, and it's a blast, and that's all that matters. It's really all that matters. And it kind of keeps me in check in a way, because I'm not wanting to get out here and haul ass. I'm just wanting to ride and have fun and cruise, and it's a kind of like a restraint, if you will, from, you know, maybe lapses of judgment I would have on a Gixxer 600 or R6 or something of that nature. So in a way, it's definitely a good thing. Yeah, I'm loving this bike though. You know, one day I'd like to have a really nice bike, but you know, for $3,000, I think I got a pretty solid bike. It was owned by a guy that was in the Coast Guard previously, or well, he's still in the Coast Guard actually, and he was getting deployed, so he left it on consignment with that shop. And you know, I just happened to be looking through one day and asked them if they had anything for sale, and they were like, well, what are you looking for? And I was like, well, you know, I kind of want to get into cruisers. I know you don't have sport bikes here, so I came here a while back and y'all said you didn't, but I want something with at least 1,000 cc's, preferably Japanese. And she was like, I may have just the thing. I got a bike that just came in. It's a Honda 1100 Sabre. And I was like, huh, well, let me, you know, and she was like, I can take you back to show it if you want. And I was like, sure. So she took me back in the back of the shop. I sat on it, cranked it up, and it was really loud inside that shop, and the dude just cranked it up and started hammering on throttle, and I'm like, about to bust my eardrums out inside that shop. But I don't know, it's just something about it that I liked when I sat on it. And so, you know, I was like, well, you know, I don't have any cash right now. I'm still looking at some other bikes too. I'll get back to you on it. So I was sitting there thinking of what I could do, you know, how I could get money out, because I don't get off. I go to work before the bank opens, and I get off after the bank closes. So kind of in a pickle there. So luckily I got my wife to do my running for me, get my money out, and that kind of thing. And so I called her up and I was like, you know, well, here's the deal. I'm not going to get off work until after y'all close, so is there any way somebody can stay late so I can come out and test ride out? You know, I'm serious. And, you know, she could tell I was serious about it. She was like, you know what, sure. We'll hang around, and you just come by, and we'll figure out what to do about the notary and that kind of thing. So I was like, all right, cool. So I rode by there after work. I brought my gear with me that morning, and just in case, you know. And so I went test rode up and down the street a little bit, and it just, I don't know, I liked it, you know. And so I've rode a few different cruisers, that 1300 VTX and the Shadow 600 or 650, 750, whatever that my very first video was, where I was riding with my wife. And so, you know, compared to those, I don't know, there's something about this bike. I wanted something sporty, but I didn't want, you know, I didn't want to get something with a small motor. I wanted to still have a good amount of power, and, you know, I think I kind of hit a good a good middle ground between sportiness and lightweight and power. I'm lucky to have somebody that'll ride with me, like my wife. It's very rare that people need to learn to go, man. Come on. Yeah, it's very rare people get to ride motorcycles with their significant other. So I'm very fortunate indeed. We're just gonna ride here in the Leland and put some ethanol-free gas in this thing and reset my trip meter so I can figure out what kind of gas I'm getting, or what my gas mileage is. But so that's pretty important. All right, come on, you can go, lady, go. Oh, you must be trying to take a U-turn. Okay, well. Right in here and pull really close. Okay, stick it in neutral and pop it off. You having fun? Good. You cold? You wearing my cycling gloves? Alright. Those little Surefire earbuds I got, I think it's about perfect. Because they cut down about 10 decibels or so. So, I got the other pair if you want to try them out. Why don't you put them in while we're waiting? This is, well, you know, this is supposed to be like the hot rod back in the day. Honda made this to be like a hot rod. So, you know, with a nice exhaust on it. I didn't like how they sounded with stock exhaust, but these Vance and Hines long shots, you know, make sure I got my wallet. Yep. Alright, and I am all set. Where you want to ride to? Hungry? You want to get a little bite to eat somewhere? Like Taco Bell, or what do you want to do? We need to move. Let's move from this parking lot first, okay? There's Hardee's across the road. Do you want that, or?
I'll be fine. I don't know what I want.
You don't know what you want.
Pizza Hut. Pizza.
Oh, we can do that if you want. Okay. Sure. Sure. Let's go. I feel so cool on this bike, man. Like, I don't know. It's got a real muscly sound, like what she was saying earlier, whether I leave that in the video or not. Let's waddle back in. Oh, kind of lost my footing there for a second. All right. Just got done eating some Pizza Hut. I'm gonna head back. Looks like it's about to start raining. So we don't want to be caught out in the rain when it's fresh rain. Roads get real slick. So yeah, it's alright if it's been raining for a while, but that's what we're gonna do. Head back, hop on this bike, and get me some new pegs on this thing. Alright. You want to lead the way? Okay. Alright. Go ahead. I love this bike, man. It's so nimble feeling for a cruiser. Yeah. And also another thing I'm trying out is the Surefire EP3 earplugs. They definitely tone down the noise a good little amount. I wouldn't say a whole lot, but they take the edge off. Definitely leaves, you know, I can hear myself talking really good. I can hear her talking even with my visor down when she's close and stuff. So it just tones the noise down a bit, but doesn't, you know, take down too much. Whereas I was using the Edimotics, and those were like the same. The Edimotic motorsport earplugs, those are really good too. It's just that they kept catching on my helmet. When I put my helmet on, they'd come out over the course of a ride, because it would kind of pull them out a little bit. And but I like these because they, I don't know if I can talk over it. I don't know if you can hear me over sound of exhaust or not. So but they sit a lot more flush in my ear and kind of lock into my ear, so they don't pull out like the Edimotics do. I'm wearing my summer gloves today. My hands are getting a little cold from a ride back. It's probably about 55 outside, 50, 55, something like that. So it's not exactly summer weather. I'm wearing full summer gear, summer gloves, summer jacket. I mean, riding pants are just whatever, but you know, summer boots. So the windshield is really keeping me warm though. I love that windshield, man. At least what it does for me. I don't like the look of it, but it's nice not having my face covered in bugs. Cool thing too about these earplugs that I'm using, the Surefire EP3, is that, you know, if I'm going to go for a really long ride and I want to take out a lot of that noise, bump back there, then it has little tabs that I can push in and seal the earplug up completely. So if I'm going for a really long ride and that exhaust seems like it's going to be kind of loud, then I can just push those little tabs in, and you know, that'll cut down on a lot of that noise. But for just riding like this, I leave them out. I like being able to hear the exhaust. I love engine sounds, as long as there is, you know, as long as it's a pretty good sounding engine and not like a weed whacker or something like that. Yeah, my wife turned in for a little bit. She was getting a little cold, so I figured I'd go on these back roads and just kind of ride, enjoying my new bike. gonna come up to this intersection, take a right, and then I'm gonna get on it and see what this thing will do. I'm gonna just get on it full throttle. See what this thing will do. Alright. Alright, here we go. Not bad. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, that second gear grabs pretty hard, man. Kind of throws you back a little bit when you're getting into the throttle, hitting that second gear full like that. Sounds really good though. Yeah, it's got plenty of power, that's for sure. Plenty of power. I keep upshifting thinking it's got a 6 gear used to my other bike, but it's only got 5 on this bike, so look at it and see my reflection. But yeah, this thing gets up fairly quick. Yeah, I guess maybe second gear has some really short gearing too, because it just seemed to kind of throw me back a little bit when I grabbed second. But that was pinned. That was everything it had. I don't like to get up too fast. I'm not a speed demon. I just like taking off fast. So cruiser works pretty good for doing that. It's all torque and not much top end, at least compared to sport bikes. And people over there are probably gonna think I'm a little crazy, but we're gonna get off, do a little walk around. It's a pretty good looking little bike. Well, I wouldn't really call it little, but 1100. So it's the Vance & Hines exhaust. Yeah, it's got baffles in it. Sounds pretty good for what it is. It's got a little more aggressive without the baffles in, but yeah, definitely a fan of it. I like it. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and end the video right here, folks. It's been fun riding my new bike. I really like it, and I'm looking forward to doing some touring videos and some group rides with my friends. Making some more content for my channel. So until next time, this is BlackRiverRider.